It's check-in time at the Old Town Bluffton Inn, and we're excited to be here today for 843 TV.
We're kicking off the holidays, and we're going to meet with Chelsea Thies, and also we're going to meet Mary O'Neill, who owns the Complete Home here in Bluffton, and we're going to talk to them about holidays and also what's going on at the Bluffton Inn for the holidays.
Tips, treats, all kind of events coming up, so you don't want to miss it on this episode of 843 TV.
Where communities come to speak.
.843 TV, where the Low Country comes to speak.
.843 TV,
where communities come to speak.
Welcome to 843 TV. How excited are we to be at the Old Town Bluffton Inn in the holiday season coming up? And Chelsea, we've been here through all the seasons with you in your first year opening. It's been so exciting, and we're here on Thanksgiving and Christmas. So share what you've got lined up for this holiday time.
We have so many great things for the holidays for our guests coming in, and like you said, this is our first holiday for Thanksgiving and Christmas. So we really want to add, great touches to our guest stay to make people feel at home. If you have guests coming into town and you're unable to host them, we want people to remember that we're here for them and that we would love to host their guests and make them feel at home. So, some of the things that I guess we'll mention and talk about together is these little touches that we've done to make people feel more at home at the end. And we're actually sitting right in front of this beautiful tea setting.
One thing about Chelsea, there is a great tea brand here in town. It's the Bluffton Tea Company.
Yes.
And she makes her own teas. And I'm a tea drinker. I'm Canadian. I love my tea. So when I saw the set tea here for the tea, I thought, oh my gosh, we just have to have some tea today.
Yes, we do.
But what I also want to share is that these are the details when you visit. I mean, there's all these little nuances, and every time we come here, it's about Bluffton. It's about the community of Bluffton.
Right.
And you are very good about bringing the merchants and all the people who are part of Bluffton.
Yep.
So we have a wonderful feeling. So in our display of food, we have our beautiful teas.
We do, and this is one of the things that we're doing for the holidays. We're actually featuring Connie Kitzmiller's with the Bluffton Tea Company, all of her holiday blends right now. And this is all complimentary, so when our guests come to stay, they've got a whole tea bar that they can select different flavors, and not just the seasonals. If you're an Earl Grey person, we've got that too. And it's so funny how much I've realized over the course of this year, how many guests that come in that aren't coffee drinkers, and they're so thrilled that we're not just a coffee person or a coffee establishment, but that we have a great tea selection too. It's very important.
It's really important because it's hard to get a good cup of tea.
It is. It is.
On that note, Catherine, I'm going to think you're going to pour us some tea.
I am going to pour.
Yeah, we're gonna have a proper tea.
We're gonna have a little tea party here.
And all of these things in the morning, when our guests come down, we have teapots and we have these traditional teacups available, so they can sit down and they can read a magazine in the morning or read a book early and enjoy a nice cup of tea or coffee. We also have our espresso that's locally roasted in Bluffton from the grind, so we're equal opportunist here. But yeah.
When I walk into the Bluffton Inn, I've now been here quite a few times, and I see the guests, and it's in the details. And I have to give you a compliment for this because the nuance and all the things that you think about what your guest needs,
Yes.
And it's as simple as in their rooms when you arrive. You have wonderful food, but it's interesting items. You have something that's indigenous to our area again. These beautiful cookies, and you can
right
have
out
it
of
with your
Charleston.
tea. It's out of Charleston. I mean, it goes on, and I just want to say that you're giving us a taste of Bluffton when we visit you.
Yeah, and that's also something important. Whether your guests are staying with us or whether your guests are staying with you, there are little details that you can do in your own home that make it fun for your guests to come in because they feel like, oh, this is, little details and upgrades in the room. Some of those details are just putting together a little snack tray. We're going to talk to Mary later on from the Complete Home, and she's going to talk about different items that she has that you can put on a tray for your guests that, like you said, are indigenous to the area. People feel like, it's a touch of Bluffton, and it has a really sincere touch. So one of the things that we do in the rooms is we offer offer a snack tray,
Yep.
which I think is really important, because if you have a guest that's coming to stay with you and maybe they don't want to rummage through your kitchen late night, but they're still a little hungry.
Sure.
So offering a little snack for them to have before they go to bed is a great touch, and you don't, as a guest, you don't feel like you're having to intrude into a kitchen.
No.
And then the other thing is, we put a personal note. We write a handwritten note. Each staff member will sign it. And I think that this is a great touch. We put it on the bed, and this is something that you can do in your own home. You know, welcome to Bluffton. We're so glad that you're staying with us.
But you know, as a guest, I like to see, this is a nice feature, but also when you put your names, it gives me a familiarity.
Yes.
So if I have a question, it's also like, oh, it's a Chelsea, or it's a Tilly, or or Robin.
Robin.
And it makes me feel I know you. I haven't got to meet you yet, but I know where I need to go. And I think that's just a nice touch as well. To help
And you know what we've started to do is people write us notes back. So when they check out at the end of their stay, they'll write and just say, maybe like a certain thing that happened. Thank you so much for the extra shower cap. You guys were great. Whatever that is. And then I save them, and I'm making a little scrapbook from all of our guests over the time and all the personal notes that they write back to us. And it's touching. So,
And it's a lost art anymore, almost,
Yeah.
the handwritten note. So that's fabulous.
I agree.
Now, on this tea note, you've got a special event coming up. It's the
yeah.
High Tea Story Time.
Yes, it's a high tea and story time with Santa, and we are partnering with the Storybook shop, which is right here on Calhoun Street. And we will have Santa here. We'll have a full Christmas tree. The kids will come in. We're going to do a story time with one book that'll be more of a traditional book. And then we have bells, and the kids are going to call Santa into the room. And then Santa will read a second book that's going to be kind of funny. I think the one that we're looking at right now is going to be called Santa's 11 Months Off. And it talks about Santa going through different holidays. And
So what's the day and time?
Oh, yes. So the day and time, it's going to be December 8th, which is the same weekend as the Bluffton Christmas Parade.
Okay.
So
Oh,
it's
perfect
on
timing,
Sunday.
yeah.
It's
Okay.
from 2 to 4.
Okay.
And we're going to have a traditional high tea for all of the kids, which I think will be really fun. And you can sign up on our Facebook page, or you can also go to Eventbrite and purchase your tickets.
It's really sweet for the kids to also have a tea party.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I was talking to somebody recently, and they said, there's no place for us to do a traditional tea. So it's important.
All this great news, well, we have more to talk about, but
Yeah.
in the meantime, we'll be right back with more 843 TV. And we are back with 843 TV, and I'm really excited. With the holiday season upon us, we have Mary O'Neill with us, who owns The Complete Home, and it's here in Bluffton as well. And let's talk about these wonderful products, because your shop, you display that you have all these things for us to come in for gift giving.
Absolutely, we have, and more. We have a whole room dedicated just to food.
All right,
Wow.
well then let's have the details, because I see what we have in front of us, and I want to make sure I tell our guests it's important, because these are gourmet items that we're going to talk about. The cherries, these are
That's our newest product from Sable and Rosenfeld. So
yeah, and everybody,
pretty
and they're hard to
exciting.
find. They're not as easy to find
Right.
as we think. So this is something really fun for the holidays. But when we go in, if they're looking for gifts, they can come in and pull all the items, and you would put them in a gift basket and also ship them for them,
we can do that. Yep.
which is really important, I think. And
But we also, for locals, everyone is looking forward to entertaining for the holidays, but sometimes it makes people nervous. All of our products are here to help. You merely open this jar and drain the oil. You can use that for dipping later or a salad dressing, and then you just put the sweet peppers out as an appetizer, because they're stuffed with cream cheese.
Oh, wow.
wait, I never thought of that. This could be a salad dressing afterwards?
Oh, absolutely. Always save the oil when you drain it from things.
Great tip.
And as well as things like this?
Same thing. That's our Mediterranean bruschetta. Again, you drain the oil. That can be put over goat cheese. It can be, this is our little
Yeah.
entertaining secret. So instead of making these cute little shells, you can just put cream cheese or goat cheese at the bottom, top it with the bruschetta, and that's another instant appetizer. These can also be dessert shells. So you can make little mini cheesecakes, and we have all these recipes available on our website and in the shop. Because we have
Yes.
these cute little brochures laying around, how to entertain, tips for entertaining, recipes for entertaining. So we try to make it fun because that's what we're all about, entertaining but still having time for your guests.
Now, you actually sounds like you're building experience for the shopper to come into your shop and look at all these products, pick up some tips, sample maybe. You've got some samples out.
Every day we sample.
Sounds like
because if you don't taste, you'll never know how great it is.
Right. So it's an experience for them to come in and get ready to decide what products they'd like to use for their guests. And we've been talking about these jars, but I want to talk about this. I love this basket. It's so adorable. Of course, who doesn't like hot chocolate and s'mores? And it's a great teacher gift, a girlfriend gift.
Absolutely.
Tell us about this little basket.
Great for a guest. You could have it on your bedside table. You can even set up for a party. You can set up in fact, one of our tips is if you're having children at a party, set up a cocoa bar.
Yeah,
and
that's
then
right.
you can have all the condiments to go with it, and the kids will love it, and it'll keep them busy. And or like you said, you can give it to someone as a gift.
You took the words right out of my mouth. Keep the kids busy with this stuff, and while the other guests can do their adult party appetizers.
And that's actually in our tips. I mean, I believe, I had 3 children. We always entertained, but we always had something for the children to do also. I think making their own gingerbread houses, that's really a great activity. And these cute little marshmallows, since they're little snowman heads, so if you put 2 other little marshmallows, you'd have an instant snowman for your gingerbread house.
Well, Mary, along with the products, and she's very knowledgeable of what to do if you're looking for an idea, but more, I like the idea that you gave us tips. Like we sat down here, we're just talking about the holidays and what to do, and already, something like make a Bloody Mary bar for your guests on the weekend. I just thought that was great.
And there you go. We already have products. These are already skewered right in the jar. So again, we've tried to make it easy. You can have recipes out, for Bloody Marys, or you can just have a bunch of condiments and a ready-made Bloody Mary mix. Again, you don't have to kill yourself. That's why there's all these products out in the marketplace.
And when you visit her store, she'll give you this. And when I looked into it, I was looking at all the ideas and the details of the appetizer and how to go about it. It's a wealth of knowledge. And what I love about it is that we're always looking for something new to do for the holidays. We love our traditions, but you always want to bring something new to the table and to the festivities.
Right.
I think you have to visit Mary and have a conversation with her at the store because it's a wealth of knowledge.
Speaking of the store, many people may not realize you've been there for 15 years
15
in downtown
years this month.
Bluffton.
Yep.
Tell us about the history of your shop.
Well, when I started 15 years ago, it was not a bustling, it was a very
Right.
quiet but gorgeous, quaint. We still had all the art. Our culture here is, to me, unbelievable, and that's why I love Bluffton. But yeah, it was pretty quiet. And I think Old Town Bluffton Merchants has done a great job in enticing people to come and see what our town is all about. We have great festivals throughout the year, and again, that's how we introduce guests to coming here. And obviously, we've done a good job because now tons of people are moving in.
Right. Well, no, I also want to share with Mary wears a lot of hats here in Bluffton. You're in charge of the Seafood Festival, and that's now renowned. People come far and wide for that.
They do.
And that's a community. That's a whole community putting it together.
Absolutely.
And also, you're involved with the business program here, the business development. What's the exact words?
Well,
The merchants.
The Merchant Society. And again, that's about 15 years old also, and so is the Seafood Festival. So yeah, I think we're every business here, every community leader, we're kind of proud of all that.
You also mentioned you're part of the Rotary now, the Bluffton Rotary.
Yep. I've been in Bluffton Rotary for a long time. And they're the backbone of the Seafood Festival. So when it started, it was a Rotary activity, and now it has obviously moved on. But most of the board are still Rotarians.
Well, I know that's one thing I love about Bluffton. It's a community, and when you walk into this community, come along, everybody is really working together, so that's super.
I agree with you.
But before I let you go, because I'm going to let you go in a second, holidays are here. Do go to her store, The Complete Home. It's in Bluffton. What's the street on?
Calhoun.
Calhoun.
Right on Calhoun.
Right on Calhoun, and make sure you visit because I think it'd be perfect for the holidays.
Stay right here. We're going to be back with more 843 TV. we're back at the absolutely beautiful Old Town Bluffton Inn talking about all the holiday seasons and festivities, and you're going to be doing some special things for that time frame. Tell us about some of the upgrades you've got in mind.
Yeah, so like we said, this is going to be our first holiday for Thanksgiving and Christmas at the Inn. So I thought that it would be really special for us to provide and offer some upgrades, some holiday upgrades to the rooms. So one of those upgrades is that we've partnered with Mary O'Neill at The Complete Home, who we just talked to. And we basically, when you go to book on our website, you would be able to elect to have a local ornament placed on your pillow at check-in. And this is something that you can take home with you, or you can share it maybe with someone that you love, that they love Bluffton as well, or you can gift it to someone that you're visiting here in Bluffton. But it's beautiful. It says, "'Tis the season," and then it says "Historic Bluffton, South Carolina 2019." And these are actually collector's items. Each year she does a different charm. So this year's charm is an oyster with a pearl in it, which I think is so special.
How appropriate.
Yeah, but it's a sweet keepsake for sure. And again, it's a touch of Bluffton. Here we go again. All the beautiful nuances.
And it's hand stamped too. So these aren't just things that that we're buying. These are actually people in our community that are making these excellent items, and then we're showcasing those through the Inn, which I've always felt is so important for us. And then this is another upgrade. Maybe you want something, or you want them both. I would want them both, but maybe you want the real oyster shell. And this is also made locally. Michelle's Angels, and she goes and she actually finds the oyster shells, and she gets the Spanish moss. She treats the Spanish moss, and then she makes the bow, and she makes the little face. And each angel has, like I was telling you guys, a little bit of a different personality. But the mouths are hearts, which is so cute. And then it comes with a little saying. And these are something that you can also elect to have in your room. Maybe you're making a reservation for your partner and you want to maybe surprise them with this little treat. You can upgrade it right on our website. Another thing too is flowers in your room. Holiday flowers. We're going to do wreaths, or things with cranberries on them that you will be able to, when you go to our website, look at the website and upgrade and have something that's maybe just a little bit holiday feeling. So
I love the story. I mean, also being the hostess with the mostest. I mean, it was fun having Mary on previously because she talked about how to entertain. And I do know this one is she is the ultimate entertainer.
I love to entertain.
And everybody feels your hospitality, and we love being around you. It's contagious.
Thanks.
But also along with, we just had tea earlier.
Yes.
But now it's later on.
Yes. So later on, so one of the things too is we are also upgrading our cocktail hour. We love to do a little happy hour in the Inn. It's a time for all of our guests to come around our guest bar here and talk, find similarities, find things that maybe they've done that parallel with one another, and it's always fun to do that over a nice holiday cocktail. So what we are featuring right now at the Inn is we are doing a apple cider with bourbon. So it's a bourbon apple cider essentially. And Mary talks about the little essentials and things that you can do, the touches. This is so easy. It's an easy recipe. It's literally a half a gallon of apple cider, and then it's 2 cans of ginger ale, and then a cup of bourbon. And then all you do, you've got the cranberries, which is super easy. You can put them on a toothpick here, 3 cranberries.
So adorable.
And a cinnamon stick.
Again, it's
And
a great
it
idea.
smells beautiful. I mean, it's like holiday.
It looks beautiful.
Shall we taste it?
Yeah, we can. Cheers.
Cheers to you.
And while you all are enjoying your little tea there, you talked about the upgrades, but what about the rates for
this
the
is good.
holiday season?
Yeah, so a lot of people have called and asked. So right now we've got, I want to say we're about half full at this point. So I still have rooms available for Thanksgiving and for Christmas. We're staffed 24 hours, so when you're here for the holidays, we're here with you. We're going to be doing a excellent Thanksgiving casserole in the morning on our breakfast bar, which I'm really excited about. So you're not missing out on cooking either while you're with us. But our rates, you're going to be looking at anywhere from $245 a night to $300, depending on the night and depending on what type of room you're looking for. And again, that includes our cocktail hour. It includes a continental breakfast with our awesome some Thanksgiving, breakfast casserole and our Christmas casseroles.
And snacks.
And our snacks in the room, of course.
And the cookies, mind you, they have home
Yes.
baked cookies every day.
talked
You
about
do
those
not go
cookies.
hungry here. It's a B&B, I understand, but we do not go hungry here. So I want to
No.
make sure that people understand that.
No, and these are fresh baked. So
Yes,
we
they
bake
are.
them in house. When our check-in time begins at 3 o'clock every day at the inn. So for us, we like to bake those cookies around 2:30. So when our guests start arriving for check-in, it smells delicious. I mean, it's a full experience when you come and stay with us at the inn.
It sure is. It's always a full experience when we get to come here. So that's really awesome.
I know.
love your
We
excitement.
had tea earlier, and now we're drinking bourbon. And you guys just might as well. I'll get you set up upstairs. Just stay with me for the week.
Well, you're clearly a one-of-a-kind, unique venue in our area. I don't know of one between here and maybe Beaufort or Charleston that's just
Right.
like the Old Town Bluffton Inn. So
Yeah.
it's very unique.
No, I agree with you, Lisa, and that's what's the beauty of this. I want to really tell our listeners and share, because the experience means everything. And
Yeah.
Chelsea, you were very good at it. And
Thank you.
And I even listening to Mary, and how all the details.
Well, Mary and I are so passionate. We actually have the Merchant Society come here, and they do their monthly meetings. And I can't bring it home enough that we are the ambassadors of Old Town Bluffton. The walkability of the inn, sharing, all of the restaurants, all of the shops that you've got to check out, the must-see things. And if you're sending your guests our way, I really want everyone to know that we take it seriously, and we make sure that experience is full and totally all Bluffton.
Well, before we leave, I just want to mention again, December 8th, we have
Yes.
Santa and tea for the kids.
Yes.
And they're reading stories. I think that's just wonderful. So again, thank you for your wonderful hospitality.
Thank you guys so
Yes,
much for
yes,
being
yes.
here. It's always so much fun.
It is. And thank you all for watching this episode of 843 TV.
Where communities come to speak.